Welcome back to our channel. Release on Netflix. Let's start the video. Whenever we watch a movie or a TV show titled after a character, it's pretty clear from the get-go who it's going to be about. You don't press play on I, Tanya, expecting it to be a story told from the perspective of Nancy Kerrigan. Likewise, you don't even have to watch the whole first episode of Ted Lasso to figure out who the main character is. When Bill Hader is first referred to as Barry in HBO's Barry, that's the show pointing out its protagonist to the viewers, eliminating any iota of mystery. But being a series or movie protagonist doesn't necessarily mean being its de facto star. More often than not, there are other characters that manage to steal the show even though their names aren't featured in the title card. Who do you remember more from Disney's Sleeping Beauty, Aurora, or Maleficent? And when you think of the greatest characters in Barry, who is the first one that comes to mind? Is it the titular hitman turned actor turned hitman? Or is it everyone's favorite crime boss and romantic hero, NoHo Hank, Anthony Kerrigan? Introduced early on in the very first episode of Barry, NoHo Hank is by far the most awesome character in the series and, let's face it, the show's actual star. This in no way should be interpreted as a slight to Bill Hader or any other actor in the show. Hader is, of course, irreplaceable as Barry Berkman, as is Henry Winkler as Gene Cousineau, Sarah Goldberg as Sally Reed, and so on. As a matter of fact, few shows are as perfectly cast as Barry. However, even among such amazing performances, Kerrigan's NoHo Hank stands out. From the character's story to the sheer talent and luminousness of its performer, it's hard not to find reasons to fall in love with NoHo Hank. In the end, there's just no denying that Barry wouldn't be the same without his presence. NoHo Hank is part of the engine that sets the plot of Barry into motion. And, from the moment we are introduced to him in Episode 1, it is quite clear that this character is one of a kind. A warm, fuzzy gangster with a penchant for the dramatic, NoHo Hank might initially feel out of place in an episode of television about a Chechen mob boss hiring a hitman to take out his wife's lover. But make no mistake, NoHo Hank is right where he is supposed to be. It might be hard to remember this considering just how much he has come to love Barry over the course of the series, to the point of jeopardizing his relationship to take him out of prison, but NoHo Hank was initially one of the series' antagonists. After seeing Barry fraternizing with Ryan Tyler Jacob Moore, after theater class instead of simply offing the guy, Hank is shocked and takes it upon himself to get rid of such a useless hitman. The plan backfires horrendously. Barry is way too good of a killer to be taken down in such an amateurish stakeout as the one set up by Hank. In the end, the mobster with a heart of gold is the sole survivor of a massacre that gets Barry targeted by the police for the first time in his long career as a killer. Season 4, so far, has Barry working with the FBI and NoHo Hank waffling back and forth between wanting to kill Barry and wanting to save Barry. However, throughout most of the show, Hank is probably the closest thing Barry has to a friend. Sure, he blackmails Barry into killing people and teaching Murder 101 to young Chechen recruits, but he also has a real soft spot for the guy. He's the only person that knows the truth about Barry and is still kind to him. I mean, the amount of times that Hank has gone out of his way to ensure Barry's safety isn't something fans should overlook. He has even betrayed his own allies in the Chechen mob in order to warn Barry about a trap that would have gotten him killed. Thank you for watching the video till end. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon.